Hey guys, it's Brett, and today we are going to answer some questions to the most common things I get asked about these guitar builds that I've been doing. So I'm going to try my best to answer some of them. Alright, so here we go. Number one, most important one that I get all the time, no matter what, is what kit do you use? I use Albatross guitars on Amazon. I've had pretty good luck with them. They're not perfect by any means. You have to put a lot of work into them. And by work, I mean the neck pockets are really good. The woods are pretty decent, but sometimes you will get a dud. And what I mean by a dud is, perfect case in point was the Beast. And the Beast was actually made because it was a dud. Here, let me grab that real quick. And I'll try to show you what I'm talking about. The Beast doesn't have pickups at the moment because I'm waiting for some Geppetto pickups, Camelots to drop in it. But if you can see, which I don't know if you're going to be able to, if I can get the angle right, see that little piece on the end there? That was basically a piece added to make it into a body. And it's a small little piece. It doesn't even go to the back. It's just on this edge right there. So I didn't want the customer to have that, so obviously I decided to keep this one, and I ordered a new kit for him. And again, you know, it's a nice kit, except for that little tiny piece right there. You know, they could have easily turned the body the other way around and did something else, or maybe even rejected it altogether. But that's what I'm talking about. Sometimes you get something that's just dumb. That's just stupid. And that's how the Beast came to be. So you get what you pay for, obviously. If you want a super high-end two-piece body, then I recommend you go to like Precision Guitars or something like that. But you're going to pay, you know, 4 or 5 times more in price. So the kits I use are Albatross. For the most part, they're really good. I have no problems with the necks. I have no problems with the neck joints. Frets on every guitar except for one needed to be completely leveled, recrowned, dressed, you know, the whole works. The frets are usually just, they're pounded in and they're seated well, but they're just not, they need a lot of fret work. Woods are pretty good. It's mahogany wood on the back. Most of them, I think Bird here is a 2-piece body, 3-piece, a 3-piece back. So top is, it does have an actual maple top, the cap, and it is carved. It's not a very thick carve, but it is carved, kind of on point with like Epiphone, stuff like that. And then of course it has a veneer top to cover. I always wanted to go through, take the veneer off, sand off through the veneer to see what was underneath, but at the same time I was always afraid, because what if I destroyed it, or what if there was some like big knot or something underneath there that I, you know, you never know what's underneath. It could be awesome, and it could also be a disaster. But that's about it with the kits. You know, you have to shape the headstocks, you have to do nut work, pickups and electronics. Electronics are just your standard dime size import pots kind of stuff. Pickups are just cheap ceramic pickups. They don't sound bad, but they don't sound great. That's one of the first things that I do on all of them, is my guitars at least, is out with all that stuff and put new stuff in. So that's it on the kit itself. As far as finishing, I use trans tints. You can look it up, trans tints, whatever. I thin them out and I spray them with an airbrush. That's how I do my bursts. I don't have any preset color chart kind of thing. It's just, you know, someone will send me a picture, say I want a burst that kind of looks like this, and I try my best to just the mad scientist putting a little bit of red, a little bit of yellow, a little bit of orange, a little brown, you know, and so forth until I get a color that looks close. And that's what I go with. I use trans tints on the tops. I found on the backs and the sides to get that nice Gibson cherry color, that reddish brownish color. Minwax makes a stain called Sedona Red, and it's perfect. So I use that on all the backs and the necks and stuff like that. So that goes with that, with finishing. 99.9% of the guitars that I do spray with lacquer. So I'm not a big fan of poly. I'm not a big fan of shiny guitars. So poly is just a no-no with me. I don't think it has any inherent tone-robbing qualities. I just don't like the way it feels and the way it looks. Let's go with do I age the metals? Both the Beast and Bird have hardware that's already been pre-aged by the manufacturers. The bridge I get from Faber, I don't know how you pronounce it. It's German, so I'm not sure how they do it, but I like their bridges. You can order them pre-relic, pre-aged, I guess you can say. It also has the E-cert, which allows it to have the more traditional thumb screws to give that look. I guess if you're looking to build a 59 or something like that, you can use instead of the big generic Epiphone type studs. The tailpiece is from, I believe, Goto. I don't know how you pronounce that one either. As well as the tuners, and those you can get pre-aged from Stuart McDonald. If you just type in their search engine Relic, they have all kind of parts that are already pre-aged that you can buy. Pots and switch and stuff like that all depends on the budget, but I found that you can get at Guitar Fetish their XGP pots, which are almost identical to CTS pots. I swear they're made in the same factory. Pardon me, getting over a cold here. Switches, I use Switchcraft, and the same goes for the input jack. So that goes with that. Pickups is all personal. You know, I fell in love with the Geppetto Camelots. I heard them in a review. I was looking for PAF clones. I was looking at Seymour Duncan Antiquities. I was just looking at everybody's, and then I heard the Geppetto Camelots, and they just sound awesome on a video. Doug and somebody, I don't know, two guys that I guess do all kind of shoot-offs and stuff, and they just blew my mind away. So that's what's going into the Beast, and that's what's going into a new build for me. I'm going to do another aged one. It's going to go in that one too. This one has Earl Slick, Guitar Fetish, I guess the Zebra humbuckers in their lead variety, they call it, which is the hottest they make. And these are actually not that bad. So I really been digging those. For the price, you can't beat it. What else could we talk about? What do I keep from the kit? The only thing on these things that's still part of the kit is the plastics. Some of the plastics, I should say. Pickup rings, the pick guard, the poker chip. Those are all stock kit. And the only reason I kept them is they're kind of close. Once you put some clear on, all clear has a little bit of a yellow amber hint to it, no matter what clear you use. So once you get a little build up with the clear, it matches the plastics, and it looks really nice, and it doesn't have that nasty looking pinkish orange colored Gibson look to it, which I can't stand. Knobs are from the kit. Obviously I went with a different switch tip to get that amber switch tip. But the plastics are pretty much the only thing besides the guitar body and neck that are from the kit. Everything else has been replaced. Average cost, we'll say for Bird, with the upgrade to the bridge, the tailpiece, pointers under the knobs, new pots, new switch, new input jack, new tuners. This has got, you know, a Gibson style truss rod cover on it. With the kit, I probably got somewhere in the area of probably about $600-700. But it's a nice guitar, and it sounds really good acoustically, and sounds nice. Plug it in. So that's that. As far as people asking how do I do my aging, I'm going to reveal my trade secret here, and most Relic guys don't do that, but here we go. Let me put this guy down. The only thing I use to age my guitars is this. This is a standard jeweler's screwdriver that I have taken a Dremel and sharpened the edges to basically make it into a very, very small chisel. Everything you see here, I'm going to pick up the Beast because the Beast has got a lot more wear. Everything you see on the Beast, from the back wear to the wear that's on the neck, if this is even showing up, I hope so, has all been done by meticulously sitting here and scraping very carefully, because you don't want to gouge the wood, out whatever pattern that I've seen. I'm trying to mimic. Anything like that is all been done with that. I don't hit my guitars with anything. I don't beat them with screws, screwdrivers, hammers, drag them behind a truck, you know, like some people think. I understand a lot of people don't like the Relic look and they prefer to beat their guitars up the old-fashioned way by playing the living shit out of them. But I live in an apartment. I'm not in a band. I don't play with other people. And for me to get that look of a well-worn, staged guitar that's been played for decades would never happen. And I actually love that look of that old beat-up guitar. So that's how I do my Relic work. So this is getting a little long. So that answers some of the questions, and I hope you guys enjoy it. And on that note, I'm out. Have a good one. Stop.